I wrote this a few years ago. I was maybe 18, and it was right when I was really figuring out how much I loved poetry and reading it constantly, and I just wanted to write a poem about why it was important to me. And I called it Interview, because it starts out with the rhetorical question, what has poetry done for you, miss? But it was partly inspired by part of a Billy Collins poem that I really love. The poem is called This Much I Do Remember, and the part of the poem that inspired this goes like this. This was a moment I had rescued from the millions that rush out of sight into a darkness behind the eyes. The small coin of that moment, minted in the kingdom that we pace through every day. What has poetry done for you, miss? Reading lines, tasting the sweet grit of each one, not quite in my mouth, letting the words roll around the cage of my body like pool balls, but the impact ever so soft and exuberant. Poetry has done for me what all that carpe diem shit never could. Yes, even the Indian man writing on parchment 700 years before I was born has changed my life. No, the words haven't urged me on some soul voyage across the Mojave Desert to live in a hut and chant and twirl like the hazy woman on TV. But I have met my life. I savor, I feast on my life. Those aren't the right words, though. They imply taking, as if I'm greedily stockpiling sensations as I wind around this world. It is more that poetry has instilled a simple but insistent habit to notice. As Edie once compared each moment of her mother's life to beautiful, regal couples entering a grand ballroom, and as BC once took notice of a single moment in his kitchen, like it had found him, and it was sacred, so I too have learned to notice the sparks, the fire behind the plain weave of my life. If I am still and wide-eyed enough, I ignite. And everything I see, even from the foot of my bed, is holy and precisely in its place. Poetry has taught me that you don't have to be in some romantic city, seeing ancient ruins, witnessing a birth, climbing a rock face, falling in love, to confess something so deeply to yourself, to be humming and vibrating with wonder at the life you've landed in. You don't have to be full of years or wisdom to glimpse the whirling, uncontainable existence of yourself. You can just feel your dog's warm fur, hear your dad's breath from across the room, feel your center thrum with boundless gratitude. And there, you've rescued the moment, and a poem gently landed on your shoulder.